I found myself up to my neck in the war before I knew it, before I saw it coming. I was never much for politics. The rivalries between the warred guilds was something that didn't concern me. I was a teenager, and I had my own set of problems. Thinking back, I was a pretty carefree kid living a good life. My friends and I got together to talk and do nothing most every night. And then one morning, the soldiers came to take me away, me and a lot of other guys from the neighborhood, to defend the guild. I think I was actually proud at first. They gave me a uniform and a gun. And then, I understood. Up close, war doesn't make you a hero. It makes you tired. It's nothing more than bloody marches. Blistering days, men stacked up against each other in sweaty trenches, stinking, covered in lice. So exhausted we can't sleep, shaking from the thought of what the next night will bring. The night, infernal marches, tramping through blood and shit. Herded like cattle by overzealous officers, sending wave after wave of idiots like me off to get butchered, screaming at us like it was all our fault. Stupid kids who shit themselves at the first sight of a blade and cried like babies when ordered back to the front. It could have gone on like that, until I ended up face down in the dirt, but I was one of the lucky ones, captured, and stuck in a wagon full of guys I barely knew. They rounded us up and tossed us in a cattle car, packed in like mutants, and sent us far away behind enemy lines. I don't know if it's night or day. I completely lost track of time. Nothing really mattered to me anymore.
You are now in Camp 19. If you watch your step, we will get along just fine.
Prisoners to Camp 19. Get off the train and stand in line.
They shoved us out, lined us up, and welcomed us to our new home.
You're about to meet the sand pit. I want every one of you clean within the hour. You will then be taken to the registration office. You will inform them of what you know how to do, and you will be assigned a post and a bunk. Now, get going. Fall out.
A new day. At least we got a chance to clean ourselves up, even if all we had was sand.
Get a load of this, fellas. Fresh meat. This just makes my day. I was getting tired of drilling the same old asses. Hey, you're not bad looking either. Get out. Yeah, you got a pretty mouth. What do you want? cat got your tongue? What are you, special? Is that it? Huh? You a nutcase. Maybe you get off watching. Go take a seat. After all, this is the only entertainment you'll get in here. Isn't that right, guys? Uh-oh. Hey, you just won't stop yakking, will ya? Spit it out, you got something to say. What's that? Speak up. Nobody can understand your squeaking, boy. We want to find you, we will. This place ain't big enough to hide from us. You crazy. You need to be put down. What are you, insane? You looking for pain? You mental? Fucked in the head? Nah, I don't need this. You're already dead. Sick fuck. Just thinking about what you're gonna do to this poor bitch brings a tear to my eye. I just can't watch. I'm sensitive. Forget it, guys. This cunt's not normal. I don't want to catch what he's got.
Hey, thanks. Thanks for the help.
It's history. Forget it. I wasn't gonna just stand here and watch him. How you doing?
Better. It's weird, I feel better than I have in a while. Thanks again.
I told you to forget it. You still in shock or what? Listen, if you're feeling better, let's get moving. You're an easy mark here. We gotta go.
I'm good. I'll follow you.
Aw, shit, this stuff is finished. I'll never be able to fix it here. And they'll never change it. Aw, fuck me. Hey, I'm working. I'm not here to shoot the shit.
You just seem to be spinning your wheels is all.
Shit, this camp's a ruin. I don't have what I need to repair the thermal conductors or the sand pump, and I need something to tighten these bolts. And of course, my wrench is broken. I'm keeping busy, though. I can always unblock the sand extractor.
I'm not too busy just now. Can I give you a hand?
Looking for something in exchange, I guess? If you can dig up some parts and a wrench, I'll be grateful. But I already took everything in the stock, and I got no idea where to look now.
What exactly do you need?
I need 2 resistors, 3 bits of sheet metal, and a number 9 wrench.
I'll get that for you.
If you can do that, man, pretty much a wasteland equipment-wise around here.
Why help the mechanic? I mean, even if he seems alright, he's still an enemy.
Yeah, true, but I think it could be useful for us to get on his good side. He could give us equipment or serum.
Did you have fun? I hope she's still wet, because I'm gonna ride her hard. Been waiting for you. Me and the guys decided that we didn't appreciate your attitude. You may be crazy, but even if you're too fucked up to know when to open your mouth, we've decided we'll show you how to close it. Right, time to teach you some manners, darling.
Live and learn.
Hey there! Stop that right now, you worms! You looking to get roasted or what? Take these wrecks to the infirmary. They nearly got killed. It's the same thing. Every time we get new arrivals, always gets them excited. Some days I wish I was at the front.
You could have killed them.
What do you think those bastards would have done to us if it had been our faces buried in the sand? You gotta do what it takes. By the way, name's Roy, and yours?
My name's Innocence. Roy? Aren't you from Aurora?
Afraid so. They called me Temperance back then, but I chose Roy. Those virtue names aren't really my thing.
Oh, okay. I guess Temperance doesn't fit.
You look a little out of your element, kid. How'd you end up here?
I was recruited, and then there was the war. I was captured a while back, and there you go. I never would have imagined that there were camps like this.
It's just a POW camp, you know? We haven't got it that bad. But you gotta watch out for each other. You got a taste of what happens when we don't. In spite of all that, I got plans to leave. You, up for helping me?
Leaving? You mean escaping, don't you? Is it even possible?
Alone? No. But two of us. Yeah, let's go to the mess hall. We need to find a place where we can talk.
Okay, I'm right behind you.
Hey, Roy. Just wanted to tell you, everyone's talking about how you took out the fat guy. He was embarrassing the entire Aurora army. Here, take this. A little thank you.
Huh, thanks.
Sorry. The dog attacked you, really? I don't understand. Usually the guy that takes care of them trains them really well before letting them go. By the way, I heard you kicked ass with that fat guy and his gang.
It's true. And to be honest, he got off easy.
You know, even if my comrades had to get involved, I really think most of them are glad you did what you did. I know that even with you people, this guy would have ended up in front of a firing squad. But here you're prisoners of war. And playing cop, not your role, really. Even if that guy is a real bastard who should have never been in the army.
If I understand right, you're happy, but you think you've got to preach to him. You know what that fat bastard wanted to do to me, right?
I know. But it's our responsibility.
Listen, I don't want to intrude, but I just couldn't let him do it.
Forget it. I understand. I didn't even know what I'd done myself. If they'd gotten him, he'd have been sent down the hole.
It cost him. He'll be in the infirmary for a while, and with a bit of luck, it'll calm him down.
You know, I've been there. I might have helped you. Working off steam, you know?
You got problems to work out?
Just bored shitless, that's all. Right, I'm back on guard. Bye. Hey, the Bare Knuckle King. What do you want?
You don't look so good.
Yeah, so you understand? I want to be alone, right?
Don't see guard dogs jumping people at random every day.
Never seen that here.
And nobody takes care of this sort of thing?
The Dog Master. You can probably find him in the grounds behind recruitment if you want to talk to him.
Thanks. I might just drop by.
Hey,
The mechanic needs resistors, bits of sheet metal, and a new wrench.
that it? To be honest, if he can't find it himself, I can't help him.
Been here long?
Been here a while, yeah. I wasn't very good on the front, so they sent me here. It was a drilling well before, a big abundant site. But with the war, there weren't many people left to work here, of course, so they decided to make it a prisoner of war camp. Seeing as how it's a long way from the front in the middle of nowhere, it's a good spot. For a POW camp, I guess there's worse. For us, on the other hand, it's a real pain in the ass. Hey, the Bare Knuckle King. What do you want?
You don't want to talk about your problems.
Listen, it's all real nice, gotta admit. But can you tell me how it's any of your business?
You're one of the only ones we can talk with here.
Yeah, I bet. But as for worrying about me,
You're not gonna need persuading, are you?
I'm fine. So if you're bored, go for a walk. Anything, but get out of my face, okay?
I want to talk.
Listen, it's all...
You're one of the... And? You were saying?
Got nothing to tell you. It's just horrible here. Always the same stuff to do. Always the same ugly faces. Middle of this fucking desert. I'm bored to death. First I get sent to the front, then here to watch over a bunch of guys. I never asked to be a soldier. Okay, I make some money, but it's not like I can spend it here. What's it good for?
Wife back home, maybe?
Yeah. Things were good, just the two of us before the war. We were even thinking about having a kid. And then, really gets me, not being with her.
You could get a pass or something. Maybe you could get transferred.
Obvious you're not abundance. No such thing as passes. If I get sent anywhere, I'll be sent to the front. And I've seen my share of what's going down there.
There's gotta be a way.
Yeah. If I was to get declared an invalid, it's the only way.
I don't know how it works where you're from, but in Aurora, a guy does that and gets caught. Well, he's a goner.
Here too. But they can't stop me from thinking it, right? I haven't done anything wrong yet.
I might come up with a way to get you out of here. Who knows?
I shouldn't have talked to you about it. If anyone finds out I want to desert, it's my ass.
Here we are. It's not 5-star, but it's safe. No one fights in the mess. Now we can talk in private.
What did you want to talk to me about?
Keep your voice down. This is a sensitive matter. I'm planning on breaking out of here. It'll be tough doing it on my own. Probably impossible, but with what happened, I thought you might want to get out.
This sounds like a dream. Do you have a plan?
I've been working on this for a while, but I'm gonna need you, and it's gonna take some balls. Sure you're up for this?
Of course, you know.
Good, then listen up. This place is here for a reason. Crumbling wall, guards who don't give a shit, and surrounded by desert. But if you're outside when the sun rises, you'll bake in your boots right before your eyes melt.
I get it. Then how are we doing this?
There's only one way. We have to steal the train that brings the prisoners here.
But that's I mean, you're tough and all, but how can you pull something like that off?
I want you to volunteer to work for the electric station in camp. You'll use the job to check out how they protect the train, everything about it. Once you get the info, with a little luck on my end, I'll have picked up some weapons. All that we'll have left to do is break in, knock out the electric barriers, and we're out of here.
But we already have weapons, don't we?
These toys aren't gonna do much against armed guards. They got armor. We'll need guns at least. And I've got a good idea how we're gonna get them.
Shit, guys! It's hitting the fan down there! Those Abundance bastards sent some of our boys back in pieces again!
Holy shit! Are they dead?
If they're not, they're as good as. Bet those assholes are gonna come back with their sign-up speech again. More food if you go down and do some cleaning.
Yeah, except it's more food for those fucking bugs. Thanks, but I'll give it a miss. They can do their own cleaning.
Perfect. This is exactly what I was hoping for.
What are they talking about?
The drilling well keeps getting overrun by moles, and because the grunts have better things to do than get rid of the vermin themselves, they send prisoners in with weapons to take them out. I'm gonna volunteer. I'd better go with you to the recruitment office. It'll also give me a chance to sign up for a special detail.
All right. I'll ask to be assigned to the power plant.
Just get them to believe that you've already done that kind of work. It'll fly. Come on, let's go.
Find my parts.
Yep, here. Everything you asked for.
Oh, hey, Grady, they should have given me an assistant like you. Here's some serum. It's all I can give you without running into trouble.
Good luck with the repairs.
Thanks, man. Hey, later.
Having to kill a good dog like that. Holy shit, what is wrong with them?
That's the second I've seen attack for no reason. We already had to kill one near the sandpit.
And I had to put down 2 more in the kennel. God damn.
The one that attacked me earlier had filmy eyes, just like this one. And I've never seen those kind of patches on a dog.
Me neither, but I also noticed those patches on the animals I had to put down. I'll check the other dogs, but it's kind of worrying. It looks like they caught something.
Could it be an epidemic? What if it can be passed on to humans? Just when I thought this place couldn't get any worse.
It is. All the more reason to find out what we can about this disease.
So, any news? It's getting worse here. Even though I isolated the dogs completely, I really think they're all gonna die anyway.
Nothing for now. I'll come back when I know more.
What'd you do before the war?
Nothing special, sir.
Great. Look, answer yes or no. It'll go faster. You good with your hands?
Not real?
I said yes or no. Can you write?
No, Sarge.
All right, buddy. Look, I'll put you in the kitchen and you'll peel roots. That'll do just fine. Next. First name, last name, former job.
Innocent Smith. I was a student before the war. I mean, I was training to be an electrician.
Innocent? You sure look like your name, kid. For once. Anyway, can't say that's a good idea around here. You might just lose your innocence the hard way. Wanted to be an electrician, huh? Don't look like you got your hands on too many wires, if you ask me. You sure you know what you're doing?
Yes, well, it's true that I don't have a lot of experience yet, but I was training.
Well, you sure look like a rookie to me. But anyway, we got a power plant here. You can learn on the job. Next. Poor kid. Those Aurora bastards take him young. First name, last name, for... Hey, you're not new. Roy Defiance or something like that.
Temperance, actually. But don't sweat it. I never got used to it either.
What do you want? Didn't we already give you something to do?
Yeah, you did. I unload equipment crates. But I heard you need more people for the cleaning?
Yeah, it's true. And you're good at fighting, right? They say you kicked the shit out of the fat guy. Can't say he didn't deserve it, though. You know the last guys who went down there didn't come back in good shape, right?
I know, but moving crates is boring me shitless. Some action would be a nice change.
Very well. I'll reassign you. Go talk to the guards at the top of the drilling well. But don't come bitching to me if you're missing an arm when you come back up. Next.
Roy, you're really going to fight those creatures? It sounds pretty dangerous.
Yeah, those moles are serious shit, but don't worry. I'll have a gun, and I won't be alone.
Why are you taking the risk? I mean, to escape. They'll let us go someday, won't they?
Probably, but it'll take months, if not longer. I already had to live in a cage, and I swore I'd never go through that again. I've already been here way too long. I was just waiting for someone I could trust to show up. All right, I'm going. You try and find out as much as possible about how the plant works. We'll meet up again this evening.
All right. And, good luck.
Halt! You one of the new cleaning recruits?
Yeah, been to the recruitment office and they gave their approval.
Hey, aren't you the guy who fought with the Fat Ones gang and nearly killed them?
That son of a bitch was about to attack one of the kids that just got here. I couldn't just stand back and watch.
Oh yeah, real hero, right? Well, you're gonna get some real good training down there. But watch it. The moles are pretty aggressive these days. Take a gun from the counter at the back and try to take out as many as possible. Then, try to get back in one piece. It'll make a change. Hey, good luck.
Always gotta be hungry, don't I? Or I'd never go down there.
Are you serious? If that's the only reason, you should have maybe stood back. I hope you know how to use that thing. Them bugs don't just dance.
I know, that's what's freaking me out. You see those guys that came back up?
No, and I prefer it that way. At least I'm not shitting myself like you. Now, it'd be real nice if you could stop giving us all the creeps.
All right, whatever. Just don't expect me to go first when we get there.
Right. This way we can take care of the nests by ourselves and get the bounty.
Bounty?
They didn't tell you?
There's a bounty if you destroy the nests. Guards will give you extra stuff. So far, I haven't heard a lot of squads getting that far, but hey, you can always dream, right?
We can't go back up with all this stuff, but if I tell the guards where to find them...
Shit, never thought a bounty would get you heated up like that sobriety, prick.
Hey guys, you see that?
And? Don't feel like you're letting us do all the dirty work, huh? Not like we need a distraction, you know?
Seriously, look! Looks like some metallic stuff down this hole.
That's the bugs' tunnels. Far as I know, they don't use metal for supports. That's fucking weird, man.
Almost looks like pre-turmoil shit. Stuff built by the colonists.
Holy shit! You sure? Relics?
I said almost.
We gotta go back up fast and tell the guards. We'll get triple rations.
You sure got a problem with food. I'm with you on that, though. And anyway, who knows what's down there? Better we tell them to go down and see for themselves. Come on, we're done. Let's go see the guards.
Okay, let's go.
Why the fuck are you doing there? Sick of it already? Your shift's not over yet.
That's not it. I found something down there.
Well, let's see. And just what did you find, your asshole? Must have been something for a jerk-off like you.
Nah, seriously? There's some kind of debris down one of those holes there. Metal stuff. The guy over here says they're relics from the colonists.
Really? Are you sure?
I can't be completely sure, but there's metal in one of the tunnels, manufactured. Unless you put it there. It's gotta be really old.
All right, I'll call the boss. But I really hope you're right. I don't know what yours are like, but our Technomancer isn't exactly laid back.
I've been told you found something suspicious. Report, soldier.
Yes, sir. The cleaning squad went down, but they came back early, saying they found some metallic debris in one of the tunnels. The prisoner says they're relics. I thought I should tell you.
If they actually are relics and not the fantasies of a group of gullible fools, you did the right thing, soldier. So, prisoner, describe what you saw and what makes you think it was relics. Unless you happen to be an expert.
I'm not the one who said they were relics, sir. He did. I just saw metal scraps down a hole in it.
Enough. You, speak.
There really is metallic debris in one of the tunnels dug by the moles. Old metal, manufactured. That's why I think it could be what's left of some colonial facility.
And do you have much experience with colonial facilities?
Not really. It's just a guess.
Well, well. A smart prisoner. This camp is chock full of surprises. Mary, my dear, do go down and see what this is all about, will you? Tell me if our local genius here is right or wrong.
Yes, Master.
And take him with you. With someone else. Give me a report. And, Mary, don't take any unnecessary risks.
Yes, Master.
It's here. We didn't go down. The debris looked strange, so we went back up immediately.
Oh, really? Really? You were right. It does look like pre-turmoil ruins. A lot of people would have just mistaken it for drilling machinery. What did you do before the war?
Well, what the...
The Queen! Such a shame. We'll never know what was in the tunnel now. Maybe we could send in a squad to clean out the rubble.
With that creature down there? With all due respect, ma'am, I don't know many people with the guts to do that.
You told me exactly what to do. How is it that you know so much about the powers of technomancy?
I worked with one, once. Nothing more.
Is that so? Fine then, let's return. I must report this.
Roy, if you need a hand for a job or something, you know where to find me, right?
Master, they were indeed relics from pre-turmoil times.
They were?
The tunnels were inhabited by a queen who had to run away and collapse the tunnel. I failed, Master. I'm sorry.
Mary, I am sure you did what had to be done. I told you not to take any unnecessary risks, and you did not. You did well.
Where do you think you're going with that? You kidding? Put that gun back on the counter now.
Sorry. I was daydreaming. I brought you the gun.
See anything down there? Any trace of the others?
Sorry, but it's kind of dark down there, and we were under pressure. The bugs were everywhere, so no, I didn't see anything.
Shit. Think we're gonna have to send out a patrol. We can't leave those guys lying around in the tunnels. Too bad about the reward. Come on, get out of here.
Hey, we never had the chance to talk. I heard about Fatso. That took some balls, man. Apparently the guy pissed himself. I'm Jay. If I can, do anything for you?
Actually, I just wanted some information.
Okay, I knew it. What gives?
Got any news from the front lines?
A couple of scraps from the new arrivals. Seems like there was a huge battle at Green Hope. More like a bloodbath, if you know what I mean.
And? Who won?
Hey man, same as everybody. The ones who send bastards like you and me to die for them. Don't matter for guys like us who wins in the end. That said, it looks like our side won this one. Our big man wisdom and general honor are tipping the scales our way.
You think it could mean the end of the war?
Yeah, but not for us, buddy. It'll be months before we get back home. And that's if Abundance even sends us back.
You know the guards here?
Shit, yeah. I'm one of those who's been here since day one. I was a scout and got caught just after the first shots. You know, in the end, they're just like us. There's good guys and there's assholes. Like, Bob's a good guy, but you already know that, right?
Yeah, he's not like the others. The rest of them really play by the book. Abundance has these ideals.
Don't try and tell me you prefer Aurora's bullshit, or you wouldn't be calling yourself Roy, right? The guards walk the line here, tighter than we do. Their system's rigid, and they're scared shitless of their technomancer. His name's Sean. Not the greatest guy in the world, but hey, what do you expect from a technomancer?
You're not kidding. Know how to use a weapon?
Yeah, like all of us, I guess. I was only a scout, but I had one, you know. Even if it's not my specialty.
So what's your specialty?
I get what I need for starters. Make some things, collect others. I know where to find stuff and who to trade with, and who can do what for who. And also, information. And that's what you're here for, right?
You could say that. That's it for now. Thanks for the tip. Hey, buddy. You've seen a thing or two, right? You know if there's a vet in the camp?
Ah, haven't heard that for a while. Yeah, I'm a vet and I got stuck in front of the oven. So what? What do you want a vet for, eh?
I don't know, maybe you heard. The dogs are going crazy and attacking everyone. There's these strange white patches on their bodies.
Shit. Okay. I'll need samples of the patches, and their saliva too. And with what we got here to do the analysis with, I'll need some materials. I'll go see the dog master. With a bit of luck, I'll be able to take some samples.
Well, the doc said people might be able to get it.
The doc doesn't know anything about animals. I understand why he's worried, but still, to each his job. If you bring me the samples, I should be able to put together a cure.
All right, I'll bring you the sample. Hey, buddy, I need a favor.
If it's food you want, get it yourself like everybody else.
Well, there's that, but I still need your help.
You don't know what you want? So what's the problem?
I need something that'll make whoever eats it sick.
You're the one who's sick. Why would I give you something like that?
To help someone.
Shit, Roy. You know what kind of a risk that is.
We're both prisoners. The only thing they'll do is throw us in the hole. They're not gonna execute us.
Unless they think we did it on purpose. Well, can't see anyone telling them, but anyway, get some mildew for me. That'll be enough to make your buddy sick.
Mildew? Huh. Okay, I'll go get some. Hey, and thanks for that. Here, I have the samples you need. Hope you can find a cure.
Not easy to find a cure with this type of infection. But we can make a vaccine for the other dogs. Come back and see me later.
All right.
Hey, looky here. It's almost ready to bite. Come on, don't look me in the eye. Drop your eyes or you'll get it.
Huh. Easier to train than a dog.
Yeah, but lots more disgusting. Rather have a dog by far.
What's going on here?
Hey, it's all right, Roy. We're just teasing the animal a bit. We're bored out of our skulls.
That the rebel they were talking about?
No, this idiot doesn't know a thing. I don't think he'd even recognize his own mother.
The mutants are, kind of on edge right now. The guards better not think we threw oil on the fire.
Huh? The guards should just do their jobs and keep an eye on their herd. Anyway, thanks a ton for ruining the fun, buddy. Come on, guys. Let's go.
Roy, why did you defend the mutant?
I don't like gratuitous cruelty. These guys are the descendants, or were, once, like you and me.
The doctrine says they became like that for turning their backs on God.
Sorry, kid, but I don't believe that bullshit. I don't know why they're like that, but I'm sure there's no God behind it, and neither are they.
Oh, I see your point.
For, man. So I suppose there is no longer a reason to hide the fact. What will you do with this knowledge, man?
You want a better life here? I want a better life somewhere else. I suggest we put aside our differences and work together.
In what manner, man?
I have a feeling it's only a matter of time before the situation becomes really explosive between the guards and the dust. Especially after your little outburst.
The abuse we suffer is abominable. I acted through anger, and yet I believe it was truly just.
I'm not judging you, so save your excuses. I'm just asking for a little time. Don't start anything until you get my signal. I'm preparing something as well, and our two plans will work a lot better if we're coordinated.
You yourself have raised a hand against the dust. What guarantee have we that you are not attempting to ensnare us?
Test me.
So be it. We have need of cutting tools, man. Each workshop in this camp has a toolbox which it is forbidden to touch. Bring us 2 of these boxes. By helping us, you shall prove your good faith.
Deal. I'll bring you the tools, and you keep cool until you get my signal.
That is the agreement.
Well, Mary was right. It would seem our genius prisoner is seeking to part company with us. That would explain all of the inconveniences we've been experiencing lately. I suggest you surrender, sir. You know I cannot let you escape, and that I have the power to stop you forever.
This is between him and me. You're not ready for this kind of fight. Jay and the train can't be...
Well, that would I said...
We've got to go, now! We're gonna have all the camp guards on our asses after that. Damn, you killed a technomancer. I didn't think it was even possible.
Of course you can kill them. They're human beings, you know?
What are you doing? Are we going? Shouldn't we get rid of this thing? What are we gonna do with that?
It'll give us a better chance to escape.
And that's what they use for their magic? All these wires? You're gonna sell them?
Shit. Never thought I'd put these things back on.
Put them back on? Roy, what are you saying? You know how to use these things?
Yes. Now let's go.
Jay, we're here. The train ready?
Almost. Just a few more minutes, kid, and we'll be breathing trail dust.
It's not over yet, Jay. There's an entire regiment on our ass. There's no way to get this machine to go any faster.
No, Roy. Sorry. I've done my best. But I got an idea. I'll hold them off.
Don't be stupid, Jay. If you go, they'll kill you. Let's face it, I got a better chance of slowing them down than you.
You gotta be kidding. Why not just call me a fucking pussy? You keep an eye on the kid. You guys are almost family. You'd tear him up if something happened to you.
Get them!
Stay there. I'll find another way to get out. See you in Shadow Lair. Now go!
They're going to kill him, aren't they?
Yes, let's just make sure his sacrifice won't be for nothing.
Master? Master! Sean? It can't be. Not you. How could that monster kill you? How dare he take your things? He'll pay for this, I swear. I'll hunt him to hell if I have to.
The man who saved me, and who got me involved in this unbelievable escape, but he has a dark side and doesn't blink an eye when looking down on someone he's just killed. I'm lucky to be counted amongst his friends. It's when I learned he was a technomancer that he started making sense to me. His knowledge about relics, his attitude, he's different from anyone I'd ever met before. His mastery of technomancy, it sets him apart. The last pieces started coming together when I discovered he was a fugitive. That he had fled the source to escape the gilded cage of the technomancers. He risked it all to be free. If his need for freedom pushed him to escape the technomancers, a POW camp in the middle of the desert would never suit him. The journey is long. We have to avoid being recaptured by Abundance and get back behind our own lines. Aurora seems to have won the war, and both sides are demobilizing troops. We've abandoned the train, moving from one shadow line to the next, staying away from marauders. I had more than enough time to question him about his past, and what went on at the camp. What he thought of Sean and his apprentice, for example. He doesn't always answer. To be honest, he rarely does at all. But I know him a whole lot better all the same. At least I like to think so. I'm proud to know him. I hope a little of his strength rubs off on me.
You sure your parents are gonna be okay with someone like me coming around? Even if I am bringing the prodigal son back.
You'll be welcome. My parents are in the militia. I can't wait to tell them all you did for me.
Many things seem to have changed while we were away, and that includes the militia's popularity. We'll see. You were lucky enough to snag some clothes your size. That'll be more discreet than those prison uniforms. And I have the feeling this will prove useful around here. Innocence, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened, but we gotta go. Pretty obvious we're not safe here, especially if they're watching the house. Come on.
Roy, my parents are dead, aren't they?
You want something?
What's going on around here? Why is the army checking everybody?
You think the place was run by the people? What planet you from? Mars never had anything like that, and it's not the day after we win a war by some trick that everything's gonna change. The Army's checking everybody's identity, especially on the main roads. If you don't have the right papers, the only thing you can do is join the wildlife in the slums. But that's not the way out of the city.
Okay, how can I get legit papers?
Honestly, no idea.
No need to be honest. I was thinking about something more in your league. Fake ID papers, for example?
Funny guy. And you don't give up, huh? Listen, if you want papers that'll do the trick, you need a forger worthy of the name. And the only one I've heard is under a lot of pressure right now.
Maybe I could help you let off some steam.
You think so? You can always try. I guess if you do good, he'd probably return the favor. Dressed like an escaped prisoner the way you are, you probably couldn't afford him otherwise anyway.
I'm listening.
Well, it seems someone ratted on the guy. Now he's got soldiers all over him, turning his workshop upside down.
So they might find something.
Well, he ain't exactly stupid, you know? He just doesn't leave evidence lying around the house. But now they're on him, they'll never let up. They'll keep his place on the watch until they got something they can get their teeth into.
So what do you suggest?
Me? Nothing. But as long as those soldiers are sitting in the guy's workshop, the production line's hardly about to start up again. No, you'd have to get rid of them if you wanted him to help you. But I just might happen to have a few interesting bits and pieces myself. Bunch of evidence. Pretty convincing. If the Army found it in some gang's hangout, for example, everyone would be breathing a little easier.
That's a good tip. All right, I'll go visit the workshop, and I'll decide once I get there.
Hello again. Thank you for taking care of the dealer and for giving the kids a chance.
I hope they're smart enough to take it. Do you know the craftsman whose workshop your son set up in?
Mr. Frugality? Of course, he was living here before I was even born. He's hardly a master of his trade, but he's a good man. I cared for his wife when I was starting. I'll never forget.
What'd she have?
She never managed to give birth. I helped the doctor with various treatments. But when it turned out that she was showing symptoms of mutation, the son of a bitch decided that her sterility was a sign that she simply shouldn't have children. He denounced her so she would be put in a reserve with the other mutants. But she preferred to take her own life. Mr. Frugality was the one who found her, hanging in the workshop. A letter for him at her feet. The poor man. I don't know how he can stay there.
I think it must be harder for him to leave it. Your son's doing better? Must be tough, quitting cold turkey like that.
It is tough, but there are no half measures with these substances. It'll take a good week before he's gone through all the phases. I give him pain relievers, and that way I keep him near me too, until this is over.
And his father?
I'd rather not talk about that. I told Chance he was dead, and I hope he is.
I see. Good luck.
thank you. I'd never be back in my workshop if it hadn't been for you. You saved my life, you know?
Surely you'll return the favor. I went for a non-violent approach, at least with them. They decided to leave the place on their own.
Yeah, well, they didn't look real happy. They even threatened me. But at least they left. Guess I should think about getting some kind of weapon. I gotta be able to protect myself.
Might be a good idea, you know? The scumbags around here may not be hard to impress, but if you don't show a few teeth, you'll sleep outside again and they'll just walk all over you.
Ah, you got that right. I'll go equip myself.
What's the deal with this place? How'd it become the hangout for all the addicts in Shadowlair?
Not all of them, really. But if I told you this part of the city used to be really happy and lively, well, that'd be a happy and lively pile of crap. I've been living here for 40 years now, and it's only ever been a slum. The slum, like everyone calls it, even if none of the other parts of town are all that great either. Anyway, it still found a way to go downhill. People weren't real happy, that's for sure, but they at least didn't go getting all violent like that. They got sold a dream, and they were let down.
And, who sold it to them?
Oh, lots of folks. Same ones that promised everybody water, a place in the shade, or even just a job to make life easier. You know. The same one who promised them a future if they joined the army and told everybody one day we'll all go back to Earth. And of course there's those that try to get you to believe everything will be better as soon as you stick a needle in your arm. But those guys are smart. Half the time, what they say is true. One of them hangs out here, apparently. Don't ask me where, but the slum's his turf. And seeing as the army doesn't come around that often, pretty much all the junkies are here.
I thought you couldn't stand those addicts.
Sometimes I get carried away, say things I shouldn't. But you got my workshop back from me, and that's all I needed. I got nothing against those kids, to be honest. You can't really say they ever had it easy. Back in the day, we weren't exactly well off, but at least we had hope.
I gotta admit, I don't really see why you stick around this dump.
We moved here nearly 40 years ago, my wife and I. Wasn't the lap of luxury, but we couldn't really afford anything else. And there were things to do around here at the time. She was an artist, you know? I just ran the store. Compared to what she could do with her hands, the technomancers were nothing. She was a real magician. She's not here anymore. But I can't leave our workshop. We built it together. I'd have liked to know the place was going to survive both of us. If we'd had a kid, that would have been what we wanted more than anything. Well, almost anything.
I see. Since you've been living here, you must have heard about Charity, I guess.
Of course. Great woman. I don't even want to think what things would be like around here without her.
I suppose so.
It's not what you think. She's got good company, that's for sure, but that's not all she does. You know?
Really?
May seem like an old-fashioned idea, but she's a good person. She helps people. And has enough influence so things run pretty much smoothly, even though the militia disappeared. It's sure not the Source or its soldiers who are going to do that for us. Hooker or not, it's people like her that we need, not them. Maybe Wisdom and his guard dog should try selling their bodies to see what it's like. They could do with a change of perspective. I mean, don't go repeating that, of course. You tend to relax a bit when the cat's not around.
No problem. I can't even think of how to fit it into a conversation.
You again? I didn't sell nothing to any kids, I promise.
I hope not. Though that's not really my problem anymore. I came to see you for some information.
Okay. I'm listening.
Good. So tell me, Serenity, do you sell EBL?
Sometimes. Just a warning, though. It's real expensive. And don't go asking for no discount. You ain't exactly a repeat customer.
Ouch. You hurt me. Truly. But I'll forgive you if you tell me who you sell it to.
Ha! I got a business to run, dude. I ain't ratting about nobody. Especially about those with that much serum to throw around.
And you know that your business has a lot better chance of surviving today's depression if you give me what I want. Nobody will know where it comes from, so you can keep exploiting the misery in the neighborhood.
Shit, give me a fucking break. All right, but spare me the sob story I gave at the office. Anyway, first off, you can forget about names. I got no idea. They ain't from around here. They only come here to buy because I'm the only one who's got what they want.
That's something, for starters. Keep going.
All right, so, the first one's quite a weirdo if you ask me. But hey, he pays good and knows what he wants. The guy only buys EBL. He doesn't talk much, but honestly, I prefer it that way. Other than that, he dresses casually, has brown hair, but most of the time you'll see him wearing that stupid hat of his.
Okay, and the other?
All right, the other guy's got dark hair, kinda serious looking, and always dresses real good. Usually he buys some of everything and makes my day. No money issue, that one either.
And if they're not from here, you know where they come from?
Well, the thing about customers like that is, less you know, better it is for everybody. Especially if somebody gets caught. The second guy came by a few days ago. Took a bit of everything I had, same as always. I kinda picture him somewhere in a place like Tierville, but that's just an impression I got.
I can always go check it out. Thanks for the info. Remind me, the two customers with luxury tastes, what do they look like?
You're pushing it, dude. I'd start taking notes if I had a memory like yours. Okay, listen up this time. All right, so, the first one's quite a weirdo if you ask. He doesn't...
Okay.
All right.
And if they're not?
Well, the second...
I can always... You never have problems with the cops around here?
Ha! The cops? The militia doesn't exist anymore. And the army's got other things to do. This is the slums, dude. Don't sweat it. Nothing's gonna happen to you here. And when a couple of soldiers do come around here, we take care of things. But don't go getting all misty-eyed. They ain't exactly clean either. When they come see me, they're not after candy.
I catch your drift. I'll let you get back to work.
Yeah, you do that.
Hey, Roy. Lose something?
Found this coin. Can you tell me anything about it?
Apart from the fact it's the work of an amateur, this thing comes from a workshop, that's for sure. But definitely not mine. You're looking for somebody short-sighted with one arm. And if you find him, make sure you break his fingers. Nobody should be allowed to make something this bad.
Thanks. I guess I'll go looking for another workshop. Know any others?
I don't know everything in the city. There's a guy at the edge of the slums, but he's been in the business so long, I'd be amazed if it was his.
I can always go check it out. Thanks for the info.
It's good to see you again, sir. Have you made a decision about the General's offer?
I hope the General will keep his word. If he does, you can count on me. I'll go to Greenhope with you.
Innocent Smith, on your feet, follow me.
I've had your friend removed from the Source prison. For the time being, the Technomancers are unable to do anything to stop me.
Where is he?
I'm taking you to him. I had him transferred here. The Ministry. Do you want to go in?
No. If I do, he'll hate me. I betrayed his cause, his ideals, and he'll see it right away.
You were only fighting back legally and effectively. And you saved his life.
I doubt he'll see things the same way. Even if you fight the Technomancers, you closed your eyes on the deaths of the militia, and that's the only thing that matters to him. You should release him. He doesn't need to know I'm behind it all.
I can't release him right now. What do you think his friends would think if they saw him freed? They'd think he'd betrayed him. And they'd kill him.
You're probably right, but he can't stay here. He's still too close to the Technomancers. Send him to Shade Valley or some other small city, a long way away from all this shit.
All right. Devotion will escort him. There's nothing more you can do for him now. Ah, one thing. He had this notebook on him when he was arrested. There's a lot about you in it. Here, keep it.
Why am I still alive? Where are you taking me? Please, I need to know. Are you taking me to a work camp? You know Roy? Temperance?
Forget it. Enjoy the trip.
I've read this diary that Innocence kept, which Honor has given to me. Everything he went through since he got to camp is in it. His story is moving, even if I realize that maybe I didn't make him tough enough. I didn't get him ready for what was ahead. He talked about the people he met, what we did. He even wrote whole pages on what I did since he joined the Resistance. I knew the Resistance had good sources, but I didn't think he'd hear about me trying to stop the serial killer. Nor that Mary and Tenacity were with me now. In fact, I was a bit embarrassed to realize that I was the hero of the book. Maybe that's why I feel kind of obliged to keep it going. I have to finish this story, so he can read it for himself when he comes back from exile. There we are. Green Hope. You know, it's not that different from what I've seen in other places. A dusty old hydroponics farm, crumbling under the wind and the war. When you think of everyone who died here for this. I was kind of expecting something greener, less desperate, too.
There was a lot of fighting here during the war. Lots of the buildings were destroyed. It was probably a lot more like you pictured it before. But I don't think we should hang around. General Honor is waiting for us in the western part of the town.
Bloody vermin! Fucking slackers! They should never be left wandering around the village anyway.
Aye.
Sorry, but it's not exactly a good day for us.
What's going on?
Those bloody mutants stole some of our food. Not like we produce much anyway. It's going to make things really hard. They deserve to get put down, damn animals. As if they didn't have enough with what we give them.
I can go see them, work this thing out?
That would be great. We need to get back what they stole and punish them. We can't let them get away with it. But, if you could avoid killing them, just teach them a lesson. I got a bit carried away earlier, but we need the labor.
I don't understand why this guy can't deal with his mutants himself. He's responsible for them, after all.
Did man go to Camp 19? Did he escape?
How do you know that?
We know because we had friends there. We are from Abundance. We were. Thank you for helping them. Many died, but some joined Aurora. They are content. They are treated better. We are proud to meet the man who helped the mutants. Will he help us, too? It's almost like Abundance here.
What are you talking about?
You must speak to the Chief. He will tell you. He knows Aurora better. He comes from Aurora.
All right, I'll go see him. Can we talk about something else? You say you belonged to Abundance before. How is that possible?
We already worked at Green Hope before the war. During the fighting, we helped carry bags. When the fighting stopped, we hid. We hoped Aurora would be better, but we were wrong. It may be better in other places, but not here.
You must know Green Hope really well.
We know some things, yes, but the men learned quickly. They do not need to learn from us.
Too bad. I'm sure you know more than you're saying.
We don't know how to know if we know more or less than the men think we know.
Forget it. I'm going. See ya.
How can we help the man?
Gotta go. Bubba.
Can we do something?
Where are you from?
We are from Good Source, far from here.
Yeah, I see where Good Source is. Pretty amazing, actually. Why'd they bring you here?
We know hydroponics. Good Source is like Green Hope. So they brought us here to do the same work.
I didn't know they were using you as specialists. Guild's making progress. How's it going with the villagers?
Not very good. But it is not our fault. They do not give us food. We work a lot, but without food it is difficult. So we ask, and they hit us. We ask for more, but we are hungry.
I see.
Boy, good to see you going at it. We're going to have some work here.
Why come here? What's so special at Greenholm? Apart from the mass grave, of course.
My contacts informed me that the Technomancers opened a kind of work site here. I wanted to investigate further, but I was told from up top, right up top, that I should keep out of it. Obviously, that made me curious. We were only supposed to rebuild here, nothing to interest the Technomancers. I want you to look around this special site. Tell me what it really is. I can't let them work here without knowing why.
All right, I'll go look into it.
What do you want to know?
How did you learn that the Technomancers had opened a specific site here?
Devotion isn't the only person working for me, you know. And a lot of the others are keeping an eye on the source undercover.
So that's it. A whole mess of pre-turmoil artifacts. Kind of explains the Technomancers' excitement.
This is fascinating. We should study these more closely.
It's not really the time, Mary. We could get seen any second, and if we draw too much attention from the Technomancers, our mission doesn't stand a chance.
One thing is definitely certain. The treasures here are worth dying for. There's so much. Who wouldn't start a war?
Not just anyone, but Technomancers? Absolutely. Come on, let's go. We have to report this to Honor.
Please, get us out of here. They're doing terrible things. They use us for tests, expose us to the sun. Some of us have even been operated on. If we stay here, we'll die. Or worse. Help us. We haven't done anything to deserve any of this. I was just in the militia. Okay, I demonstrated against the Technomancers, but that's all.
Calm down. I'll get you out, all of you, but I can't break the door down. Do you know who has the key?
A Technomancer, of course. Their leader here, I think. He's really powerful and heartless.
It's horrible, Roy. I didn't think we Technomancers were capable of such senseless atrocity.
I don't feel like I have anything in common with them anymore. These people are sick. Their thirst for power has taken the place of their humanity.
Do you think I might become as callous as them? Lose my head?
You're a bit odd, sure, but no, you're not like them, Mary. Don't worry about it. How'd you end up here?
It was just after the demonstration. I thought things were okay. I didn't have any trouble when the leaders of militia were arrested. Then one morning, Source Security showed up at my place. They arrested my wife and me and took us here. She died after they did horrible things to her.
What'd they do to you, exactly?
I was lucky, in a way. They only put me out in the sun a few times so far. I thought I was gonna die, and I'm covered with blisters, but that's nothing compared to what they did to some of the others. They feed us strange things, disgusting water, pieces of flesh that looks human. Some people had mutant parts transplanted onto them. Most of those people died. They also made the women get pregnant by mutants. We never saw them again. Please, get us out of this hell.
Any idea what's making them do this?
How could I possibly know what those madmen are thinking? They aren't human anymore.
You may have heard something.
Nothing. Just the screams of my friends. And that's more than I wanted to hear, believe me.
I'll be back as soon as I can.
What are you doing here? You have any idea how important the research you're interfering with is?
Research based on the horrible experiments carried out on Aurora's citizens.
I recognize you now. You were at the source when I was a child. Still so sure you're on the right side, huh? That you're always right? Still so full of yourself over your abilities, I guess. But I'll teach you. I'll show you your place.
Just us now.
Can we help the man?
Do you know anything about this shadow line?
We just know that there was already an old section of line here before the war. Maybe an abandoned line, but we do not know anything about the Aurora's site.
I heard about a shadow line being built around here. You know anything about that?
Yes. Some of our people are used there, but we have heard nothing more of them. It is a very bad place to work. There would seem to be others working in the sun, not...
Well, what is the Shadowline site hiding?
If you'd have seen it with your own eyes, your stomach would have turned. The Technomancers are using the site to carry out experiments on political prisoners. They're putting them through all kinds of torture. Anything that might have the slightest chance of provoking a mutation. Overexposure to the sun, mutant organ transplants, that sort of thing. I put an end to it by freeing the prisoners, and I fought the Technomancer who was in charge of it all. You know everything I do.
Doesn't make any sense. I don't understand why Wisdom is involved in it. But he's gone too far this time. I'm going to seal off the Shadowline to keep the proof. It's time to work on the source and stop all this madness. Wisdom and his Technomancers will have to answer for it. If you're ready, we can go right away. But I suggest you settle any business you have first. We won't be coming back here.
I got a couple of things to deal with first.
Then see to them quickly. Come back when you're ready.
I'm going.
Hello, Roy. Can I do any...
How did you know he was your brother?
My brother disappeared when I was really young. Kidnapped. Spent my life looking into it. Through the General's protection, I finally found out he was at the source. And I recognized him. Probably too late. Because he went crazy and you had to kill him. He was all I had left. Apart from the General.
Well, what?
If you'd have seen it with your own... I put it, you know.
Doesn't make it. It's time. If you're...
All right, I'm with you. I'd like Mary to come with us.
She's a little... deranged, isn't she? But one more Technomancer at our side would be useful. Fine, let's go.
We're finally leaving Greenhope, after shedding light on what the Technomancers were preparing. The excavation site where we put a stop to a series of inhuman experiments. I haven't figured out what they were about, but you can't keep secrets under the sands of Mars for long. But one thing's for sure, Wisdom, our dowser, knows everything, and even seems to be encouraging it. We don't have a choice. We have to stop his madness. Here, I finally laid hands on the killer stalking Shadowlair, but that's next to nothing compared to what awaits us. My dear Mary is with me, of course, as we march on the Source. Her help and support will be invaluable to me. Because I'm suspicious of Honor now that he's only one step from power. As a precaution, I'll be leaving this diary with Charity. You have to watch your back in the world of politics.
There! Kill him! Well, this is the heart of the Source. But you've already been here, haven't you?
When I was a kid, I was confined to the Technomancer's buildings. I wasn't allowed on the Dowser's floors.
I see. Well, I have to warn you that it's pretty sure we're going to encounter lots of resistance in this building. The Dowser's guards aren't choir boys. But we have to confront Wisdom with his madness. That's the only way to describe what he's done now. And we have to save Aurora.
I'm not scared of the Source guards.
You know why I'm here. But as for you...
You promised me you'd save Innocence and protect him. You've kept your word. Now I'll do the same. I'm with you to the end.
So all we have to do is enter this office, and it's done.
Done? No, but we'll be one step closer. I'd rather you stay here. I need to do this with honor. Just the two of us.
Do you think we're still in danger? Is that why? I can defend myself, you know that. And that man? I'm not convinced we can trust him.
Mary, I don't trust him completely myself, and I'd feel better knowing you were safe. This isn't your battle anymore. Please, just wait here. I'll be back.
Roy, be careful. You're all I have. I don't want to lose you.
I'll be careful, I promise. Be back soon.
Honor and a Technomancer. You said you hated them. Not that it really matters. I suppose I was sure you'd end up finding out and coming here full of righteous anger.
You betrayed Aurora, its people, and its ideals. You betrayed us all, and you even betrayed yourself. The people were everything for you, but you let the Technomancers do the unspeakable. Why? To be cured? You're not just afflicted, Wisdom. You gave in to madness solely to save your life and your power.
Because you and your honor are beyond its call? The truth, my friend, is that you are like all the others. The only thing you see is the mutation, and it disgusts you. And yet, am I not a hero? Have you forgotten our battles and our victories? Did you know that when I returned from Green Hope, I discovered I had patches of diseased flesh? What was I to do? At the time, I thought only of the Guild. Without my ability to unite the Technomancers and the militia, Abundance would have won. And that made me afraid. Can you truly blame me for this?
You risked letting Aurora fall to pieces to save yourself. You ruined everything for that. What would happen if news of your condition got out? If everyone found out you're a mutant? Yes, you disgust me. But not for the reasons you think. You're going to die, Wisdom. But no one will know of your secret. For Aurora. Goodbye. Roy. I'm sorry. I didn't think he would dare admit to why he did what he did. I don't have a choice now, if I want to keep this a secret.
Before you go and do something stupid, I suggest you think twice. I've been keeping a diary, a habit I picked up from a young man who sees more clearly than people think. I gave the diary to people who won't hesitate for a second to make it public if anything happens to me or my friends. It'd be a shame if some of your secrets came to light. That won't happen if you let us go. I guess the whole idea behind all of this was always to gain power. You just needed a good excuse. But believe me, I'm not remotely interested in your political dealings. You killed your friend. Now let me go meet up with mine. That's all I'm asking for.
Go, Roy. Go quickly. Go far and never come back. I'll respect our agreement. Goodbye.
And there you have it. In the name of my guild, I've committed sabotage, spied, even killed. For the sake of a man obsessed with this vision of glory, of honor, and power. We managed to stop the Technomancers. They're now gathered in the Source, watched closely, made into a living weapon. I imagine our beloved General would have liked to shut me in there too, but through our agreement I have remained free, and I intend to stay that way. He would have also liked to put Mary there, but that was out of the question, of course. Mary is still with me, and whatever the future holds for us, we'll meet it together. Tenacity saw the threats as well. The General seemed to be suspicious of everyone who was too close to me. He's preparing to leave Shadowlair and go back to his life of wandering. I have to say that the General has started a cleansing campaign, and all the criminals and people a bit suspect are systematically arrested. He'll rebuild Aurora according to his vision. Oddly enough, I have the impression that our guild is going to start to resemble Abundance, more aggressive, a police state. That should make Devotion happy, stubborn and apparently faithful as she is. She continues to serve the General through clenched teeth, poor girl. He'll definitely need her. One thing's for sure, Abundance is nowhere near ready to give up, and the Resistance, even though they're being hunted, is still growling in the city slums. Aurora should be able to face anything with a man like that leading it. As for me, because we've got to leave the capital, we've decided to join Innocence. He'll probably be angry with me at first for betraying his ideals, but I'll give him his diary, and maybe if he reads it, he'll understand why I did what I did. And so ends my part to the War Log of Innocent Smith. I'll leave it up to him to decide if he's written the final chapter.